Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you how to place building blocks in Torres. To place building blocks, remember that placing a block costs 1 action point per 1 block, and you have 5 action points per turn. And the towers of stacked building blocks in front of the players indicate how many rounds are left until the next evaluation. So in the first phase it's always 4 towers, because each stack of the blocks is a tower. And after the first round, each player must get rid of one of the towers, and that applies to all of the players. And after the second turn, the player has only 2 towers left, and after the third there is only 1 tower left, etc. And in other phases, as you can see on the phase card, in 3 and 4 players mode, then they have only 3 towers in second and third phase. So on one turn only the building blocks of 1 towers in front of a player can be used, so you can choose which tower you want to use in this phase. You can use a 2 segments 1 or 3 segments 1, but only one of the towers can be used. And if not all building blocks of the tower have been used up on one turn, the remaining building blocks must be distributed over the remaining towers. So let's say I have used only one of the building blocks from these 2 segments tower. Let's say I've used it like that, and then this block must be either distributed over another towers, but a tower cannot be taller than 3 segments, so I can only distribute it here. And if there's no tower remaining that's only 2 blocks tall, so I can put another one. If all of the remaining towers are 3 blocks tall, then I need to put the segment into general stock. I cannot create another tower here, because a tower indicates the amount of remaining turns. And if building blocks are left over after the evaluation, the player can keep these for the next phase, but on the start of next phase they need to distribute them over the towers in the next phase. And if they cannot distribute them because all of the towers are already 3 blocks tall, then they need to put it into general stock. And now I'm gonna explain how to place building blocks on the board. In one turn, building blocks can be built onto multiple castles. So if I want to, as a green player, use this stack of blocks, I can build it onto multiple castles, like put one on this castle, then one on this castle, and for example one on this castle. But I can as well put all of the blocks to one castle to increase the size of one castle. And building blocks must always be built onto existing castles, so I cannot create a castle, for example right here, because I can only make existing castles larger, and existing castles are placed on these places on the board. And I can put these blocks either on top of a building block that is already on the board, or on level 0 next to an existing block. So I could have put a block here to increase the height of the castle, or I can put a block here to increase the base of the castle. And a castle must not be higher than large, so if this castle is 3 blocks wide, it has 3 blocks of its base, then it can only be 3 blocks tall. So for example, let's build it 3 blocks tall. And that is as tall as it can get. It can also get wider at some point. And then when it gets wider, I can build it to 4 blocks tall. Like that. And when it gets wider and wider and the base size increases, then I can also increase the height. And when increasing a castle's base, no castles can be joined together, so they cannot touch by the sides like that. You cannot join these castles, but they can touch diagonally. So let's build this castle as big as it can get. Let's say I want to place it like that. And then I can go here. And this is as big as this castle can get, because it cannot touch any sides of any other castles. And that is all. That is all about placing building blocks. That's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.